Hi, Miriam Castanho Bollinger here, and in today's tutorial I am going to show you how to create this window panel card. As you can see, I started this by using our top note die, which will cut both the negative, which is this outside panel, and the positive, which is the label itself. Most of the times is what we use it, but I like using also the negative. So let's go ahead and get started so you will see how simple it is to get this card done. So on today's project I selected the rich raspberry for our base card and the crumb cake for the top note cutout. So I will use the outer part of it to the front of the card and then the label itself for the inside of the card. So I went ahead and cut it using my Big Shot. And I also did go ahead and placed the front panel onto it. So this is what it looks like. And I don't have another one here for you to take a look, but I do have the cutout. So that's the cutout or the positive, and that is the negative. So on the front panel, all I did is use a little bit of snail and placed it to cover all the edges so they are flush, and those are going to be placed on the card itself. Now of course that's not all what it is to the card. We still have the panel which goes behind. Here, as you can see, I used the Simple Stamps stamp set, which is on the new 2014 Occasions catalog, and I use this one stamp, the solid one, and I use it to make the grassy area of the card itself. So you see here a little bit of a grassy area. And for the flowers as well, for the front center flower, this one I use this stamp set, and I also use the stamp itself to place on the front of the card. Both of them, the grass, if you will, and the flowers, I stamp randomly, just to make sure that I would have a little bit showing onto the window cutout. So in order to assemble this card, what we're going to do, we are going to put a couple of dimensionals, and the dimensionals will make the window pop up a little bit. So we're going to put on the corners of the negative, and then also we're going to use it for the sentiment and for the center flower as well. So since we do have to just place this one first, I'm going to remove only the backing of the top ones, of the top dimensional that is, and place it onto the backing or the back window here of the card. So what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to center a little bit so I have the window showing here and centered, and of course because I had a little bit of adhesive there already from the dimensional, and we're going to remove the ones on the bottom now as well. This can go onto the base of the card now, and we're just going to center a little bit because I cut just a little bit smaller so we have a little border going around. Now, like I said, we're going to use dimensional for the flower itself to go and give a little bit more interest onto the card. And I did stamp, but this particular one does not have a die cut or a punch. This one and this one, they can be used the die cut from the Secret Garden, but not this one. But nonetheless, I didn't want it to just a flat image, so I did a little fussy cut with this one, and just to look a little bit more, to stand out a little bit more. And I did the same thing here with the sentiment. I used the punch for this one, and I did cut another punch on the back. And if you think about it, when I cut it, the back, which is the same one as the front, as you can see here, if you look at it, is the same one. And in order to have this little edge on the front, I cut in half But these little areas here, I cut it out so it does not show, because essentially when I split in half, I'm going to put a little bit lower so it would show with the white in here, and I don't like that, so I just cut it those ends off, and I slide 1/2 a little bit more up and 1/2 a little bit down, and that way it gives a little frame look. And so this is how the card will look like assembled, except that we still have the little pretty ribbon to add a little touch to it. And to attach it, I will just use a little bit of glue dot. Couple of them will do. And we're just going to place the ribbon here to give a little detail to the card itself. And like I said, on the inside, I used the positive, the cutout from the die cut, and I did stamp the same one that I used on outside. I did stamp on the inside just to give a little bit more, and here the message can be written. So in this card we not only use the positive from the die cut, but also the negative on the outside. So it's a simple card to make. It's something you can put together quite simply and easily, and I hope you will try one as well. And for the list of complete supplies used on today's card, you can visit my blog. Perhaps that's how you end up on this video, is from visiting my blog. But anyways, there we'll have a list of all the materials that was used, as well links to my website, so you can pick some up and give it a try. So I will see you soon with some new tutorials, and until then, have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon.